Australasian Training Academy, linking your world through language. Millions of people across the world today are learning the English language. Learning English for most non-English speakers brings about opportunity. This opportunity comes in all shapes and sizes, through business and commercial arenas, education and training areas, and also through in-country demand for the English language, be it through trade with Western English-speaking countries or through future demand in tourism. For those people who take up the task of learning the English language, there are many rewards awaiting them in the future. According to research by the British Council, English has official or special status in at least 75 countries of the world, and 1 out of the 4 of the world's population speak English to some level of competence. Yet the demand from the other 3/4 is ever increasing. So where does TESOL fit into all of this? The acronym TESOL stands for Teachers of English to Speakers of Other Languages. It is referred to by many as teaching conversation English. This particular area of ESL concentrates on teaching listening and speaking skills. Not a lot of emphasis is placed on grammar in this particular strand of ESL teaching. Most students overseas are at a competent level with their English grammatical skills, so much so that they could pass the grammatical components of a TOEFL or IELTS exam. It's the listening and speaking component that they really struggle with. Hence the reason there is a huge demand for TESOL teachers working on these required skills. TESOL teachers come from all walks of life, not just from the education departments of the world. TESOL teachers come from all age groups, from 18-year-olds that are looking to go on their first travel adventure, to mature age people in their retirement who have not given up the will to work and have not had a chance to travel in the past. TESOL teachers come from different education levels, from masters in linguistics and related fields to everyday people with high school certificates who have industry and life experience. TESOL is a way to see the world. TESOL enables you to live in a country longer than just a holiday. TESOL creates opportunity for native and non-native fluent English speakers to travel the world, make new friends and see new places. When travelling overseas, there are a few questions that you should ask yourself before heading off into the wild blue yonder. For most people, planning a short holiday overseas is a major task. Getting your passports ready, making sure you have enough changes of clothes, making sure that someone is around to feed the fish and collect the mail. Planning to live abroad takes a little more effort, but the rewards are certainly worth it. Information is the greatest asset to you at this stage of your planning. Finding out everything you can about teaching and living in your chosen country will only enhance the experience that you have in the end. So ask yourself, why do I want to travel? What is the motivation behind my travel? Is it money? Or is it lifestyle? Knowing what your motivations are will certainly help you determine which countries you should be looking at. Some countries are great for earning money. However, like anything in life, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Those countries where you'll experience a better lifestyle not have the monetary reward, but you may have invaluable life experiences. Have you researched where you want to go and why you want to go there? What do you know about that place? What is the climate like compared to the place that you live? How many people live there? What is the religious, political climate of the country I'm going to? Researching now will help you have a better experience later. It is the widespread use of English which makes it an international language. There are three kinds of English speaker: those who speak it as a first language, those who use it as a second or additional language, and those who learn it as a foreign language. Native speakers may feel the language belongs to them, but it will be those who speak English as a second language or those who learn it as a foreign language who will determine its world future. English is the language of international trade and is spoken in virtually every trade center of the world. English is the language most widely used on the internet because the internet is the creation of English-speaking countries, and because at the beginning of the 21st century, English is the world's most popular second language. The fact that the internet has evolved into a mainly English language medium is not by design, but by sheer circumstance. Some major industry and government departments require English as a compulsory language, and in some cases have placed a full English work environment rule in their everyday workplace. English is seen as a valuable skill that can lead to future employment or promotion within current employment. Also, degrees from English-speaking universities are recognized internationally. This is the reason that there has been a major rise in international student intakes in the TAFE colleges and universities across the country. The benefit of TESOL teaching overseas can be an experience that you carry with you for the rest of your life. TESOL teaching offers you the chance to live in a new country for an extended period of time, where you get to see, touch, feel and smell real life in the country that you go to. This is the only way to travel, see things that you otherwise would have never seen or even imagined possible before. Some of the benefits that you can expect from TESOL teaching abroad are things like getting reimbursed airfares, your accommodation provided, competitive salaries compared to the local cost of living, the experience of true cultural immersion, an opportunity to learn the local language, taste exotic foods, meet interesting people, make new friends, and maybe even make future business contacts. It is these benefits and so much more that draw people to the life of TESOL teaching. So let's get down to the facts. There are some cold, hard facts that you need to know about the ESL industry and how it works. Fact: the ESL industry is totally driven from the internet. Schools overseas use the internet to post job advertisements on ESL websites. TESOL teachers look for jobs on the internet using those same ESL websites. You do not need to be an IT expert. All you need is to have a basic knowledge of the internet, or know someone who does that can help you. Once you have been through the process once, you'll be amazed how easy it really is. Fact 2. Schools will email you contracts of employment. Contracts come in all shapes and sizes. They range from 8-week summer-winter camps up to 2- and 3-year contracts. A 1-year contract is considered to be a full contract. In areas where there is a huge demand, you will find 3-month and 6-month contracts to be more prevalent. Benefits that you can expect to see in an ESL contract are accommodation, airfare coverage, medical insurance, salary, bonuses, and other benefits including language lessons. The basic rule for accommodation is, if the country or city that you are going to has a high cost of living, you'll be in a share or subsidised living arrangement. If the area you are going to has a low cost of living, the school will generally supply your accommodation outright. It really comes down to that basic rule. Share accommodation means that you would be sharing with another teacher or maybe a couple of other teachers. You would, however, have your own bedroom. Subsidised accommodation means that the school would pay X amount and you would pay X amount. This situation would be negotiated and worked out before you entered into an employment contract with the school. Airfare coverage. From Australia, airfare coverage only extends to Asia and the Middle East. To any other part of the world, it is too expensive for the schools to fly you, so you would have to pay for that yourself if you are looking at Europe, Africa, Central and South America. Airfare coverage is nearly always reimbursed. In other words, You pay for your ticket and the school will reimburse you. Reimbursement happens in many different ways, but generally it is paid back in monthly installments, generally when you are paid. Medical coverage. Most schools provide medical coverage in case you get sick or injure yourself while you are overseas. This can range from 50% cover up to full coverage depending where you are going. In the cases where it is 50%, you would be expected to subsidise the rest. When researching your contracts, it is always good to find out who is covering you and what type of cover it is. To be safe, you could get medical cover as part of your travel insurance. It is always better to be safe than sorry. Salaries. Contracts will include all the details about your salary. How much you'll be getting paid, how many hours a month you'll be working, what currency you'll be getting paid in. It will also include your paid holidays and sick days. How much you get paid is totally dependent on the country you go to. Countries like Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, and the Middle Eastern countries are places where you can earn a lot of money. Be aware that you will work long hours in these countries and will also be doing tutoring outside school hours to make the big dollars. Other countries like China, Vietnam, Indonesia, parts of Northern Africa, and in some of the Eastern European countries, you are able to earn quite good money compared to the local cost of living. These countries offer a better lifestyle and the opportunity to save some money. The amount of hours that you work is dependent again on the country you go to. The higher paying, higher cost of living countries will obviously be expecting you to work longer hours to meet their needs. The countries where the cost of living is lower will also have lower work hours, normally half the amount of hours of the higher paying countries. Overtime is different with every school, and this is something to negotiate with the school. Some countries that you go to may have influences from certain other parts of the world, so you may get paid in the local currency, US dollars, British pounds, or you may negotiate to be paid in Australian dollars. It is totally dependent on the school and its situation. Bonuses. Bonuses are based on a one-year contract. Schools will generally award a teacher with an extra month's salary as a bonus for completion of a one-year contract. Schools will often try to entice a teacher to stay longer by offering another month's salary as a bonus to renew their contract for another year. Fact: you do not need to speak the language of the country that you are going to. Schools prefer that you do not speak their local language and ban it being used in the ESL classrooms. Having said this, language lessons are provided by the school to help teachers outside the classroom. Fact: you need to find out what visa requirements the country you are going to has. All countries of the world have different visa requirements. You need to find out what they are before you make your plans on going there. Some countries require that you have a degree to get a full work visa. Some European countries request that you have an EU passport to get a full work visa. Some countries have a great relationship with Australia and have set up situations where you can go in under a work holiday visa or a student visa. Contact the embassy of the country that you are interested in or ask one of our friendly consultants for an opinion. Fact: paying tax. People make a lot of speculations when it comes to paying tax when you are working overseas. We suggest that you get a ruling from the Australian Tax Office and try to get it in writing. Operating in Australia since 2003, ATA TESOL has trained thousands of TESOL teachers for the overseas market. We have an extremely high job success rate and our job support is second to none. We offer industry-focused training that has a real hands-on practical approach to the classroom. We believe in equipping you with the skills that you will need to teach in the classroom rather than filling your head with theory that you may never use. At ATA TESOL, we only use qualified and experienced TESOL trainers who have taught overseas and can share their teaching and everyday living experiences with you. This type of first-hand information is invaluable. We also offer international and Australian accredited courses to cater for those people looking to teach overseas and for those teaching here in Australia. ATAG TESOL offers industry-based and Australian-accredited TESOL programs. If you are looking to teach abroad, our industry programs are what you need to TESOL teach in a foreign country. For those of you interested in teaching at language schools in and around Australia, our accredited Cert 4 and diploma courses are more suited to the local market. Be aware that majority of Australian language schools require a bachelor level degree, often from a related field, a TESOL qualification and some experience. For tutoring locally, however, this is not a requirement. The Industry Advanced and Professional TESOL Certificate are our most popular programs, facilitating thousands of adventures abroad. So how do I become a TESOL teacher? ATAG TESOL can easily help you get started on the road to your adventure today. Our courses are designed to work in with you and not to make your life more difficult. You can study our courses online, via correspondence, or come in and do your foundation course in class with one of our friendly, experienced and well-travelled TESOL trainers.